Hi, hello everybody. We're going to be today doing round three of the Exile Formula Renault 3.5 Championship. Today at Montreal, Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. We got 16 drivers at the moment, final minutes of practice, just less than 10 minutes to go. And we'll follow with 15 minutes of qualifying, all the drivers on track, followed by quick 5 minutes of warm up to make sure that everybody's comfortable with the race setups, and then formation onto the green lights. 45 minutes race. We've seen the top 3-4 drivers are pretty close, as you can see the timings at the moment. Unfortunately, one of our main contenders tonight cannot attend, which opens the opportunity for some of the other drivers to snatch a win. So I think the podium positions are gonna be a tough race there at the top. So stay put, and we'll stream all the action from tonight's race. We'll start, as I say, in about 25 minutes time. Gonna get everything ready, and we'll be back soon. In the meantime, enjoy the final minutes of practice.
Evening.
Evening.
Quack, 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 quack. Get on, get and enjoy it. You'll be at the back with us.
I doubt it.
It's all fun, bud. Better not have Discord going over your feet, then you might hear some swearing.
I'm streaming this race as well. I hope you don't mind.
What you gotta realise on this is just take it easy.
Alright, hello, welcome back. So less than 2 minutes for quali. What is getting ready, final runs. I just opened the beer, so today that I'm not driving, I can enjoy it. We'll be ready for quali in a second.
30 laps on here, I reckon.
That's a good question. Let me check that quickly.
I made about 30, 31 laps.
It will depend on the pace. On 1 minute and 23 seconds to be about 33 laps.
Sorry, I was just laughing. The guy in front of me just jumped. Yeah.
By the way, that scheme by Chris Wacker looks really cool. Yeah, so 32, 33 laps depending on how fast is the race pace. Right, okay, good luck everybody. Good quality. It will be interesting to see who's going to be using those long straights and the DRS. Well, I mean, on qualifying it's not going to matter that much because DRS is available all the time, but still, if someone managed to get good slipstream around here, that's probably going to be worth quite a nice chunk of time. But obviously you want to be careful because you got 17 drivers at the moment on track. So it's going to be quite easy, and finding, as usual, finding space is going to be complicated. Making sure that you don't get affected by any drivers in front or behind you. Everybody looks like he's on his first flying lap. We had a couple of off tracks already where we are focusing on one of the front runners. See what is the first time times that we have. I think he has 4 in front of him, including a few fast drivers. So 1:22 has been roughly the best time so far. But nobody's reached that time yet. Everybody's doing 1:23. Everybody's taking it quietly. So gonna see what else we got. We still, yeah, John Chell and Bertel still about to. What's the third time? Both of them been lapping. Ooh, I think he just hit one of the curves, so this is not going to be a fast lap. But what is John doing? Yeah, ninth place. 2.5 seconds slower than his best time. Let's have a look. Where's John? There he is. You're in the final chicane. Careful with the wall. Wow, that was tight. And he goes. What's his time? 10th. Alright. Interesting. I think everybody's being quite careful. One thing that I've noticed on this track is that you have to be quite careful on your first laps. You need to make sure that you build enough temperature on the tires, otherwise there's not going to be enough grip. So yeah, quite often the first flying lap it's not really good. You don't feel that much confidence, personally, at least on the front end. There's not much enough grip and you cannot really rotate that well that car. And it's normal in the second lap where you start getting a lot faster, as is happening right now. We got Toy Garen doing 1:22.4, Henrik in 122.9, so people started kind of moving into the 122, which was probably what we expect for at least the top 5, to be honest. I want to see if anybody gets into the 121 territory. Yeah, John improves, we goes to 123. Let's have a look. What is the Gavin doing? Does not improve, and it goes back to the garage. What else we got around? Everybody's going quite slow, to be honest. I wonder whether there's been a bit of change in grip on the track from practice to qualifying. Yeah, doing practice sessions all week, people have been comfortably doing 122s. There was quite a few drivers doing that, and then the next 5, I mean, pretty much as it is right now. One on the 123 region, you have 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7th, all within a second. Ken Bredesen got second with a 122.7. And Bertie goes fourth, 123 low. There's a lot of drivers on the 123, which is great. It kind of builds for a very exciting race later on. Only less than 7 minutes remaining. Surprisingly, quite a low number of incidents. I think I've just seen a few off tracks, but not many incidents considering what you would expect when people is kind of pushing the limits and trying to find that last tenth of a second. And still, that's not been the case. There's not been like big contacts against the wall. When Philip goes off for his few laps. And at the moment we still have pole position currently is Toigaren. Apologies if I just murdered your name. Maybe you have to tell me how it's actually pronounced. With a 122.4, followed by Ken Bredesen with a 122.7, and Henrik Olsjansson with a 122.9. And yeah, surprisingly, people don't seem to be improving that much. That is another stunning skin. Ooh, careful there, blue flags, yeah. Well done. Getting out of the way, although, oh yeah. There were 2 side by side there on the first corner. That was probably not a good idea. I think Reckon still has time. Toigaran to just get back to the pit, repair any potential damage. So maybe not damage to the car, but definitely to tires. As soon as you go off, you have a spin or something like that, you probably just better off going back to your pits and getting a new set. Remember, we're using 3 times tire wear, so you have to be really careful any kind of lockup or anything like that, and your chances of getting a good lap are pretty much ruined, to be honest. So you have to find you have to kind of hit the tires, but avoiding any lockup or any excessive wear. You have to find the spot on track when you're not going to be compromised by other drivers, while at the same time, yeah, making sure that you have just enough grip there. The top three, yeah, stays consistent. Targaryen, Big Toygaran, Kent, and Hendrik, with Bertil improving slightly on a 123, but just not there. A minute and a half remaining. Let's have a look what our top three drivers are doing. Logan is still a bit far. Kent's the beginning of the lap, and Henrik is just following Logan, I think. Yeah, Bertel's back in the garage. So let's. Ooh, I think he just went a little bit wider. Might have lost some time. But let's follow these two, which are gonna have another lap after they cross the start finish line. This stuff I'm not gonna improve. Maybe Kent actually, if he's the one behind, managed to get a little of a slipstream there. But none of them improves. Actually, that was Henrik, I believe. Should have just about time to get another lap. Oh, now it gets back into the garage. Bertil has improved. Just made it into the 122, but not enough to get in the top three. But it's still in the second row. Current pole sitter. He has his final lap. And he lost it, and that's the end of the qualifying for him. Kent and Henrys have seen the checker flag. What is John doing? There's not many drivers have not seen the checker flag, so we got John and Anthony's still to see.
Evening.
And he just lost it. So that's the end for him as well. So that's pretty much the end for everybody. So we have agreed for the round 3 of the Formula Renault 3.5 Championship. Pole position is Toigeran. Alongside him on the first row, we've got Ken Pedersen. Second row is Henrik Osiansson. And alongside him is Bertil. You can see first, 7th, 8th, almost the top 8 are separated by a second, which, yeah, I think is going to be an absolutely cracker of a race, to be honest. All very tight. We have a nice group there on the 2025, and then including the one at the bottom with the 127. So very exciting race. Remember, we have now 5 minutes of warm up. And we'll be ready for the race. See you in a second.
attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now?
Good luck, all.
I need it on the first lap.
Right, so drivers aren't getting on to the grid for the formation lap. It's a pretty good looking grid, if I'm honest. The Tiger will hit the way. As everybody tries to get temperature down on the tires and the brakes. Have to be really careful with those lockups. Last race, I remember I had one and I won the world. Telling me. After this, it's 45 minutes, including a mandatory pit stop, which probably they're going to need anyway because of the additional tire wear. Damage is 50% if I remember correctly. So it's quite generous. You're not gonna, you can probably gonna survive quite a big shunt anyway. Remember, these cars cannot be repaired other than front wing, maybe the rear wing, but I can't remember. I don't think that you can. I think only the front wing can be repaired. Not refueling, so that's what the warm-up is really useful, because they need to make sure that they get used to now having like 90 liters of fuel, as opposed to the kind of almost empty tank they were doing on qualifying. Good idea what is going to be your new break points and the new handling. Especially Crucial is going to be on the first lap. There's a lot of fast sweeping corners here, and if you're trying to attack or defend and you go a little bit too much, you can easily end up on the wall. So let's hope that everybody can make it through lap 1 and have a clean race. Someone is clearly doing all his homework. It's at the tires as much as possible. That's a very cool skin. Right. So let's go to the front. As Resurrection gets ready, all drivers start getting into their spots. The rear of the grid started to get into position. The drivers were a little bit out of the line. I think someone there, maybe Johan Carlson, maybe he's not exactly placing the right spot. Let's have a quick look. I can't see it from here. I think we are waiting for the, yes, we go, about to go green, and green, we are green. And that is amazing stuff from Ken, who tries to get on the outside on turn 1, but Togaden says no, there's no got nothing of that, and maintains that position. What Ken has to quickly go defensive because Kendrick, even if they're sharing that same skin, you say their teammates, but clearly is trying to go for it. So we had an off track at the back, but everything seems like pretty good. Andrea Lupi's been losing a lot of positions his last currently, otherwise seems pretty clean right now. Kent is again putting tons of pressure, really piling up the pressure here. We'll see no DRS on this first lap, so Toigara needs to work really hard to get that, build that gap that keeps him safe from the DRS. You kind of like it. No, I think we're gonna see a lot of passes here. So Toigara goes defensive already in lap 1, and smart lock up, but I say no harm there. Everybody's safely away from the wall. Ah, as I said, that John got quite clear. Actually, I think someone hit the wall anyway. And completely lap 1. And I think everybody's roughly safe except Andrea. He had an off there. We'll quickly go into the replay later. But let's just stick here because the top 3 are actually really close, separated by a bit more than half a second. Then a tiny gap to Bertil and Philip Gustafsson. I mean, yeah, the field is definitely not spreading as we were expecting. It seems to me like the first part, sector 1, is where Toigaran is really strong and manages to open a little bit of a gap, but then Ken seems to get back. At least that was on lap 1. Oh, another look up there. You have to be really careful with those. Remember, still has 42 minutes to go. Taiware is on 3x. Let's have a look at what's going on here. So we've got a fight here between John and Antonis. And Chris Bakker is trying. Oh! Goodness me, that was a little bit too late, I will say, to start it. I will have to get that replay again. There is quite a lot of aggression, I would say, for the so early in the race. So John managed to clear up a little bit, and Tunis is gonna fine, but then we got Jonas working there with Chris Bakker. So we're green, we're still green. There's been a couple of incidents, and I'm sure that some people will want to have a look at later on the race. While Adam Smith is trying to overtake or put the pressure on Tom Smith. Ooh, and Tom loses on the hairpin. Wonder he's gonna have some damage. I think the touch wasn't so hard, so hopefully he doesn't have any damage there, but we'll see. So that means Adam goes place up to P12. The front of the race, everything is still the same. Toigaran has opened a little bit of a half a second gap. That means it's still. He still needs to worry about that DRS, but Henrik has dropped back a little bit and is more than 1.2 seconds off Kent. Kent's still trying to steal that place for Toigaran. Bertil Wallen is really close from that P3, and actually let's go to him. This is piling the pressure. He's trying to get a better exit here. I'm not sure he does. That was a really good exit. From 100, to be honest. He seemed to have a little bit of a wider line, but maybe a faster line. But not change here. Philip's still there. So he was like kind of quietly there in P5. But these top 5 has just kind of went into their own race. Opened a massive 6-second gap. 7 now. To John Chael. So Philip's kind of quietly there, P5, but actually he has the podium there, and well, let's not forget, it's just 3.7 seconds away from the lead, so everything is still open. None of this 5 have to kind of lose the focus any second, otherwise you can very quickly lose that position. So let's quickly go back to the beginning. See what happened at the start. Some action going on there, but where we go? Trying to find what happened there. Go to green. So let's go to the replay. Where are we, Andrea? Who? Oh, yes. He went too late on the brakes and ended up hitting the wall. Okay. Fair enough. Let's go back to live. Where Melvin is slowly but surely kind of gaining positions, currently on P14, chasing Jeremias and Dennis Van der Been. Those 3 were having sort of, well, actually Jeremias was lapping a lot faster during qualifying, but overall they seem to have a similar race pace. Not a good looking car there. Not that one. What is it? What that is? That lovely Martini one. That is pretty awesome. Late on the brakes and safely away from the wall. So let's get back to the lead where things are getting closer and closer. I wonder, is Stoigeran just trying to manage the tires and try to be conservative and make sure they can have a good long run? Is he struggling after those few lockups that we had at the beginning? I don't know. We'll see at the end. But I mean, we still have 35 minutes. I don't think this is still the window for going into the pits. Otherwise, whoever goes, ooh, that was another lockup. Stoigeran is looking a lot. He's front right there. That hairpin. But who has to go defensive? Just back in the middle. Ooh, that's a bit of waving there. I'm sure the race tours will want to have a look at that after the race. He is definitely feeling the pressure there. Needs to go defensive constantly. I mean, the gap here says half a second now. It's 0.3, it's just 0.3 of a second. And I think the timing it just went completely nuts because Henrik is definitely not 3 seconds away. So I don't know what happened. I guess R factor being R factor some days. Oh, and if you think that you've been seeing the same sort of lap on replay, no, is that this is how close it's been since the green light. Although you see cars locking up and sliding a lot more than you saw 10 minutes ago. So tires are definitely starting to degrade. Drivers need to be a lot more careful, and those who are not on a red car in front at the moment must be thinking, is it a good time right now to get into the pits, get new tires and try an undercut? I think it's still too early, 30 minutes to go, but who knows, someone can be really smooth on the tires and just try to get that kind of clear air. So here we go again. I think right now has a little bit of more safe position. They're trying to break the toe but not able to. Just without DRS is closes again. And same at the back from on the fight for P3. It is surprising there has not been a single movement in the beginning of the race. Not a single movement. Everything, all the top 5 positions stay exactly as we started. But the fight has been intense since then. Let's have to look at the mid. Ooh, who's that? Who's there? Is that Dennis? No. We had someone. Oh, we got Tom again. So let's see what happened. This is a replay of how Francesco lost there. He made contact. No, he did not make contact. Something happened there. Can't see to who. Anyway, let's go back to live. Francesco just went to pits. And something has happened here. And here's the fight for P6. Ooh, almost contact there between Antonis and Jonas Lagerson. Both of them following John Chill. Looks at the outside, looks up, looks at the inside. He's desperate to make a move. Let's just hope it doesn't end in tears. Goes back behind the gearbox. Ooh, that was a nice movement. Goes into the inside and makes a move. awesome stuff by Antonis here. Right, so let's have a look. We got Tigeran still leading, 30 minutes, less than 30 minutes to go. Still locking up his tires, but still going strong. Kent sadly has dropped from being right behind the gearbox to a comfortable 3.6 seconds for our leader, comfortable for our leader. Hendrik for the 2 seconds apart, and then Bertil still pretty close, but still further away from 1 second. And Philip is the one who seems to be losing a little bit of steam there, and is 9 seconds away. So interesting to know. I don't think there's been any kind of incident here. Trying to go through my replays, I don't think there was any incident, to be honest. I think they just realized that the risk was probably not worth it, and they're just trying to make sure that they just have enough tire for the pit window, and then trying to fight again. So now the question is, who is gonna blink first? We've seen quite a few people at the back pitching already, although those could be due to incidents and just completely ruining the tires. And after you get a flat spot, you probably just better off just going and changing. And I don't know why this went to the replay. Anyway, we are live. So we're gonna have another look at the rest of the field, as top seems to be. Come on, I just couldn't stop saying this. This is not. This is live. Sorry, this TV app is killing me. Yes. So we had a change finally there. Let's go back to the replay where Bertil managed to snatch P3. So here we go. Henrik loses at the end, makes a contact, and that was an easy pass for Bertil. Let's go back to live, where all the top 6 are still not pitting. None of the top runners made it right now, to be honest. It's probably a good time, but let's be honest, they've been struggling like this for 20 minutes. You don't want to struggle like this for 26, right? Where John had another incident, so that's a replay. And that's Antonis trying to make a move on the inside on turn 1. Goes deep. Takes the place. Another brilliant move from Antonis. Let's go back to live. Now John is chased, but Jonas put in the press as well. And we have John getting into pits. Some of the drivers. We got one retirement in Jeremias, and we got another 2 drivers Changing tyres there. I think that was Philip Gustafsson. And could not identify the other one. But there may have been Johan Carlson. At the front, Toigeran is starting to lap the back of the field. He seems comfortable in his tires. Surprising because he was the one doing the majority of the lockups. But car is on for another lap. Not behind. Okay, so let's have a look. 4.4 seconds. That is the gap between 1 and 2. While Ken Bredesen gets into the pit, gets his mandatory change of tires. Let's have a look how clean his exit is, whether he's going to be able to kind of undercut. We got blue flags. But that's quite a reasonable place. He's been quite lucky. Let's have a look in front of him. Seems all clean. So can he make 4 seconds? Gonna be a tough call, but let's have a look. Our leader locks again. He managed to pass Francesco. And I have the feeling how we missed that pit. Interesting. No, we didn't. Right, okay. I'm not sure anymore whether we are live or not, but I think we are. So let's stick with Toigeran until he does that pit stop. The gap is at the moment is 24 seconds. I will guess that unless there is any mistake, he should retain a comfortable lead when he comes back. But we'll see. My guess would be that he does the he gets into the pins right now. Now people is normally doing between 29 and 20 seconds. This does not make any sense. Oh. And let's go see a replay. Tom Smith who just DNF. So once more. Kind of lost her there. And decided to retire the car. I think. Yes. Unfortunately he decided to retire the car. This is Chris Baker just about to lose P6 to not Anthony's, not John. I have no idea what's going on with this. We are not live anymore. This is live. Where are we? Well, assuming that this is live, he's been doing it in 26 seconds. Yes, finally. Okay. I wonder, he says people's been doing 30 seconds. I don't think that is true. Because if people's been doing 30 seconds of pit stop, that means the Toygaran is gonna end up in 5th. So, where are we? Is that Kent at the back? I think he is. I think it is. Ooh, that was close, but he retained. Cool, careful there. Definitely lost a couple of seconds. So now the pressure from Ken, who is less than a second, and remember with tires that are up to temperature, with Toygaran is just, and you can see that he immediately needs to go defensive. Is he going to be able to brake at the hairpin, and kind of more importantly, will be able to get a good exit from it? This is a crucial exit. Because remember, Ken will have DRS. Must do the pass here. It has to be his. And he made a comfortable pass now. So we got a new leader. Ken Bredesen takes the position for Toygaran 30, almost 30 minutes into the race. Remember, he has tires that are good 5-6 minutes older. That's about 3-4 laps, which is going to be really exciting to see at the end of the race, because I don't think, even if Ken did manage to get the undercut, considering the DRS and how tight the grey here, is going to suffer to defend that position at the end. Henrik lost a long time ago the podium position, and Bertil is met 2 seconds. So if these two start to, oof, there was contact there. I think there was a bit of contact. So if these two start to fight each other, maybe Bertil can get close, and we have a 3-way fight for the lead. How exciting would that be? Well, I say if these two start fighting each other, well, actually they're lapping faster than, than Bertil in the 3rd position, who is in pressure. It's amazing the race that these two are doing, who are just about to lap yet another driver. There's still 15 minutes to go. I wonder how many more they're gonna lap. Now it's time for Toygaran to do all the learning that Ken been doing for 20 minutes, trying to find what is the right place. That's best way to use the DRS. etc. Ooh, he almost lost it. You have to be really careful there. That's gonna give Kent a little bit of breathing space. I reckon that may have been even open to second, maybe not. Right, so let's have a quick look at all the places we have. Philip currently still in P5, as I believe he started. Not far from Henrik, but not close enough to actually make good use of the DRS. And Tony's is kind of there. It's got a big gap in front. I'm behind him. Not much of a fight there either. Chris back again. Got 11 seconds in front of him. 3.5 seconds behind, so pretty comfortable. John there has kind of Jonas in his sights. Still pretty far away anyway, but I'm sure he will be pushing to try to get him. And then move to Gio, who is 52 seconds from the leads. Again, 20 seconds. I don't remember seeing that skin. That is another really good looking one. Let's have a look. I like the stripes there at the front. Shame I don't have any other cameras. Yeah, nice, good looking car. Anyway, then 20 seconds behind, Dennis on the Martini, kind of painted car. And 3 seconds further away is Adam Smith, who made quite a lot of places, but I think had a few incidents and went back towards the back. And we have a new leader. Yes, let's quickly go back. Let's go to the replay. So we are into turn 1. Fair enough. And Kent just left the space there and then had a little bit of a scare there where he almost made contact with Toivonen. So with 11 minutes to go, we got Toivonen comfortable again in the lead, half a second from Ken. And remember, much fresher tyres. Is it a done deal? I think Ken started to suffer a little bit. We'll see. We still have 10 minutes. It's not like Toivosen's tyres are gonna be like incredibly groupy by the end of the race anyway. And that is a change. So Kent just had another loose of the rear end, hit the wall very heavily, lost the front end, and now it's limping back to the garage. he already lost speed to. He's gonna lose the podium as well to Henrik and definitely to Philip Gustafsson. So no, he needs to be really careful there when he gets back. No front downforce at all. He's trying to get out of the way, but actually he can't because he needs to get into the pit lane, make sure that he stops the car. He doesn't want to get a 30 seconds penalty anyway. It's no one I believe has got yet. He needs to get a new front wing. And we'll see, he's P6 at the moment, 20 seconds further down. Misses slightly his pit lane, but the magical, invisible kind of team there managed to get it. Lifts the car, changes. Oh, there we go. New front wing. Off he goes. And he lost yet another 3 places. That is such a shame. It was such an amazing race. He rejoins in P9. Trying to figure out how much time he has to the next car in front of him, which is Jonas. But let's have a quick look at that replay and see what happened. Where is it? Where is it? No, that was the change. Let's go back. So yeah, a change of direction. It just goes wide. Just goes wide there and hits that advertisement and just this is the front wing. Wow. All right. So he is currently a bit more than 4 seconds from John, and a little bit more from Jonas. So we'll see whether he can kind of climb up the ladder a little bit and get maybe P7 potentially. Will depend on what his pace is. So at the front, Toyota, I think you can breathe a little bit more comfortably. Obviously, he still needs to keep his focus. Still 6 minutes and a half to go, and tires started to degrade quite a lot. But he has a good, comfortable lead of 3 seconds and a half from Bertil. And the one that has to worry about now is Hendrik, who is followed by Philip, who was kind of P5 and not really managing to make much progress, but suddenly he is smelling the sweet smell of the podium and is ramping up the pace and putting that pressure into Henrik. Has 5 minutes to go. Will he manage to snatch that last place? it looks like we have another retirement from Andrea Lupi. So we got 15 runners. Toigeran leading the back, comfortable lead, kind of increasing. I think Bertil is only happy with his P2. Yeah, good 5 seconds. This is going to be a tough call unless Toigeran makes a mistake. Then Henrik still there, has Philip behind him, a mere second. It must be quite big in his mirror, but it doesn't seem to be much pressure, to be honest. Very calm and composed driving there. Oh, and as I said that, he almost loses it and ends in the wall. Post of the commentator, definitely. And he almost hits a lap car. I better change the camera, otherwise it's going to end up quickly in the wall. There's a lot of traffic there, lap cars. I mean, the pace of the top 5 is absolutely relentless. They lap the top everybody except the top 10. Don't think I've seen that in this leg. Well, maybe, but maybe the top 1 or not the top 5. And we have another DNF. Let's go back to that replay. Francesco. Oh, I think he ended up hitting the wall there. And yeah, that was probably the end of the race for him. Right, last minute and a half, so that makes 2 more laps. Yeah, we're gonna reach lap 33. Toigeran leads from Bertil, 2.7 seconds. Next is Henrik on P3. Follow closely. It scares me every time I put him in. I see. Oh, that's a replay. That's not live. Come on, can we go back to live? Yes, that's live. Oh, live is 50 seconds. So Henrik 10 seconds away. With 2 seconds gap from Philip. So let's go to our leader. Final lap. Now he has a comfortable lead. So this is just the time to not make any mistakes and bring it back home. Right, time is out. Whew. That was a big lockup and a slide. This is open wheel racing. This is not rally cars. Goodness me, that was scary. Right, final chicane. big space from the world right now, and we have to see the checker flag there, and it's a win for Toyota. His first win of the season. A brilliant drive, absolutely phenomenal. Followed by Bertil, who had another cracking drive, very solid, and completes the podium. Henrik Ossiansson, followed by Philip, Antonis, Chris Backer, Jonas Lagerson, followed by Kent Bredesen, who almost had the race. It just went just a tad bit wide and lost the front wing. And the last to see the checker flag, all the rest of the drivers have already seen it, as they were
Good job.
pretty lapped.
I don't know why, but I had 4 bloody stop and goes.
Speeding in pit lane.
Nope. I've made sure on the last 2. I think what it was, I was the second one from the front on the pit stop, and I must have gone across yellow marks. That pissed me off, that did.
And that is the end of the race. Hope you enjoy, and we'll see the next one in 2 weeks. Good night.